Greetings and welcome one and all. It's your boy Big Name, aka Buko the Great, and this is the Cuban Cigar Crisis. And welcome to our very first video of 2019. And boy, what a way to start off the year, huh? We're just a few weeks into the year, and already there's one thing that's gotten everybody talking. As you probably might have guessed at the title of this video, that's right, we're going to be talking about this Surviving R. Kelly docu-series that pretty much has everybody in the industry talking. This documentary premiered on Lifetime on January 3rd, and it went on through the 5th. It's a 6-part series, and whew, the ripple effect is real, my man. So we're definitely going to get into that. But before we go any further, you should know the drill by now. Let's go down to Dallas, Texas, and holler at my man Louis S. Black. What up, Lou?
What's good? This is your boy Louis S. Black with the Cuban Cigar Crisis, the whole R. Kelly saga that seems to have really died down, but all of a sudden, like anything, especially when it comes to black folks, as soon as you decide to put the shit on TV and tell motherfuckers when to tune in, all of a sudden it becomes full-blown drama again. So like always, me and my boy Buko are here to give you the scoop on what's happening and to let you know what we think about everything over here at the Cuban Cigar Crisis.
So over the last week, I got a chance to look at the entire docu-series of Surviving R. Kelly. It has a lot of damaging allegations brought forth against the controversial singer. First and foremost, as the disclaimer at the beginning of this video has stated, we do not condone, we do not support, we do not defend pedophilia. You do something sexual to a child, that is way over the line, and you deserve to be punished. I don't give a fuck who you are. As you can probably tell, this is a very, very uncomfortable thing to talk about, because like many of you, I've grown up on R. Kelly's music. It pretty much became part of the soundtrack of my life as I was growing up, and you know, it's really tough to be talking about him in this sort of context, but hey, you know, the facts are the facts and the truth is the truth. So, you know, let's just go ahead and get on with it. So the documentary starts with his two brothers, one being his younger brother named Kerry, the other brother named Bruce, who is currently in jail. Then you have a former music producer, the former security guard, a bodyguard of his, and also his former tour manager slash personal assistant. Now, it was revealed in that first part of the first episode that R. Kelly, along with his younger brother Kerry, have been molested when they were younger by their older sister. He then revealed later in an interview with Tasha K online with Tasha K, which you can catch on YouTube, that it was his sister Teresa. Obviously, there's a lot of psychological damage that something like that can do to a child. Now again, there's no excuse for the behavior R. Kelly exhibited as an adult, but sometimes we tend to not think about how all of this really starts. If anything, it just opens up a discussion about what happens when, you know, you leave your kids, if you're a parent, whenever you leave your kids with somebody that you think you can trust, but then you end up finding out some awful and insidious things have happened, and of course the kid can't tell it. He or she don't want all this crap to go down. It's just very crazy, man. Because unfortunately, you know, there might be some people like that in your family, and these sort of things should not be swept under the rug.
So what's interesting to me is we don't talk about the fact that women also molest little boys. And did y'all know that usually when men are molested by women at a young age, it makes them act real weird and fucked up towards women. There's a lot of famous pimps that were actually molested by women. And it creates that psychology where you just act real hostile and just real fucked up and crazy and almost torturous. So that's part of the reason. I'm not justifying it still. Because, I mean, wrong is wrong. And he's old enough to, you know, kind of be over this shit and to know that there's nothing to gain out of fucking up other people's lives. Because he did fuck up those girls' lives. See, we talk so much about men and how they molest these little babies, which is fucked up. If you're a man and you're molesting these babies, you are a piece of shit and you deserve to go up under the ground. That's definitely coming from a father of a little bitty precious little baby girl. See, we think that molestation is just a man thing. Like either a man sleeping with a little bitty baby girl or a man fiddling other little boys' dicks. Like your boy Kevin Spacey, who, oh wow, while we're talking about, you know, fucked up shit, while we're talking about pedophiles, nobody's been talking about him. Just so hush hush. From the white folks and even from you niggas and niggettes. Very interesting. I peeped that as well.
They was talking about the fact that R. Kelly routinely picks up a lot of high school girls in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, particularly in Kenwood High School. He goes to Kenwood High School, you know, to hit on these girls and holler at these girls. Unless you're in high school yourself, or if you're a father coming to pick up your kid, you shouldn't be calling yourself macking on no teenage girls, man. That's just creepy as fuck. Of course, the whole alleged marriage to Aaliyah was touched on. This is something we've been knowing about for the last 25 years. You know how Aaliyah and R. Kelly had such a burgeoning relationship after she was signed to his label. And of course, that burgeoning relationship resulted in the classic album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Now, looking back at this CD, I mean, it's a great CD, obviously. Back and forth, at your best. And of course, the title track itself. But looking back at this, I mean, I was listening to the title track the other day, and, you know, knowing what I know now about these two, it seems kind of creepy when you think about it. I mean, just look at R. Kelly standing in the background here. It just, you know. I mean, y'all understand, this girl was like 14, 15 years old when they did this album. And, of course, that whole little thing about them being married, they had to forge the papers, you know, to make it seem like Aaliyah was 18 marrying R. Kelly, when of course in reality she was 15. They of course also touched on that time where Aaliyah and R. Kelly were on Video Soul and matching outfits. I understand that's your mentor, your best friend, but something just didn't seem right with that situation. Now, of course, one of the first survivors in the series, former backup singer of his named Javante Cunningham, claimed that she saw R. Kelly and Aaliyah having sex in a tour bus when she was under the age of 15. But since that documentary came out, Aaliyah's mother Diane Harden says those claims are absolutely false.
So check this out. So this documentary has basically been one that has been interviewing I guess you might as well say survivors, the chicks that used to stay with R. Kelly, because we all know that R. Kelly had some wild shit going on a while back, where basically he had some women staying with him, and the shit was mad gorilla pimpish. And you know what? Even though these women that were the victims or whatnot, they wanted to be inside of his little cult or wanted to be a part of his harem, even though they were of legal age, we don't condone, jumping down that hard on women and just taking it to the extreme. Sit up here and suck me off, suck my partner off, and don't say shit to nobody when they come around. The one common denominator that I heard from a lot of the women that were a part of R. Kelly's harem was a few things. Number one, they talked about sucking some dick. Number two, they talked about having to have threesomes and engage in sexual activities with other women. Then number three, they would speak about how he had this gorilla pimpish vibe of if another man comes in the room, you don't say shit to him unless I tell you can. Basically, you cannot speak unless I tell you to speak. You cannot speak until spoken to. That was the kind of vibe that R. Kelly was putting on him. And what I'll say about that is this. Some cats roll like that. And I'm not going to say that it was the nice thing to do. But as a woman, especially if you've grown 18, you're grown enough to buy cigarettes, you're grown enough to vote for government officials, you're grown enough to get out here and fight for this country. If you see yourself in a situation like that, somehow, someway, you need to head for the hills, unless this man was holding them at gunpoint. Also, when it comes to this whole cult shit, because they all had the same common denominator, and it was kind of funny. I noticed that a lot of them women ain't complain about sucking no dick. Even though they mentioned the whole threesome thing, I didn't really hear nobody just go into total details like, oh my God, it was just, ugh. A lot of them didn't like that whole gorilla pimping shit. That whole, I can't say hi to anybody, I can't speak to anybody, I'm told to keep my eyes to the floor, and all this and that. That was some gorilla pimping type of dominance that they weren't used to and they weren't ready for. And I'm not saying that any woman should be ready for that, because, mind you, you're getting a real good, fair opinion because you're talking to someone who has a daughter. So, from a father that has a little bitty baby girl right now, I don't want my daughter around none of that bullshit, period. So I guarantee you, Louis S. Black, in the future, in 2030 or 40, whatever, so let's say it's 2033, and let's say it's one of these new jacks that's out right now, Jaquez or whoever. As soon as I would get wind that she's getting ready to try to go live at this nigga's mansion because she thinks that it could lead off to a record deal. Because yes, one of the women that decided to go live at the house and be a part of this dude's fucked up gorilla pimping shit was a woman that was looking to get in the game. So one lesson that I have to give, because Uncle Black is here to give y'all ladies some real tough love. You can't bullshit your way into the game. She described how she met him. R. Kelly and them went to the mall. Her and her homegirl happened to be at the mall. R. Kelly saw her, and he didn't even shoot her shot. Look how a rich nigga plays you. That's why y'all should appreciate regular niggas. Even though a regular nigga may not have no money, even though a regular nigga may not have no Rolls Royce, even though a regular nigga may not have a wall full of platinum plaques, this woman was pretty. So a regular nigga would have shot his shot. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? My name is so-and-so. Oh, what's your name? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's crowded up in this mall today. Yeah, man. Well, I'm getting ready to shake and go do something, so let's exchange numbers. Just call my phone, that way I can have your number, you can have mine, and maybe we can, I can give you a call in about another day or so or something. We can try to figure out how to link up or something. This nigga R. Kelly showed you that he was on some Hollywood shit. That nigga saw her, looked her up and down. Oh, okay, yeah, nice to meet you. Alright, boom. Walked off, went what he had to do. He had the bodyguard give her his number. Nigga wasn't even interested in taking the effort to pick up the phone and call your crazy ass. So then what happened is old girl was an aspiring singer. So then she goes back to her homegirl like, girl, I got R. Kelly's phone number. Her homegirl, which is another lesson, ladies. Watch who you hang with, because the people that you hang with will be inspirational and detrimental. And here's how her homegirl was inspirational and detrimental at the same time. Girl, you trying to get that singing contract. You know you've been trying to get a record deal. This is your big break. Matter of fact, fuck that, girl. Let's get about this mall right now. It's time to instantly get you to the crib. We got to get your makeup done. We got to do something with this hair. And we're going to call that nigga R. Kelly. You going to get you a record deal. Mind you, this nigga R. Kelly, when the nigga approached her, they didn't talk shit about music. Nigga probably didn't even find out that she made music until they started conversation. So when she came through, probably trying to talk that music shit, like, oh, okay, we got a studio right here in the basement, yada, yada, yada. Boom. Now you trapped in and part of that shit. I think he's a fucked up nigga.
Of course, many of the victims in that documentary were interviewed, including Kelly's ex-wife, Andrea Kelly, who brought forth some pretty damning information about her former husband. First off, I gotta say, what the hell did Robert see in her? I could never stand Drea. It must be her ass, cause it ain't her face. What Lottie was calling her face hung up the damn phone. More things that stuck out to me as the series went on was the fact that Rob pretty much set a lot of rules for his crew. He was pretty much on that gorilla pimping shit. His ex-wife Andrea say that Robert had a god complex. Yeah, money will certainly do that to a man who don't know how to handle money and fame. Of course, they touched on the infamous sex tape, which involved the 14-year-old girl who happens to have been Sparkle's niece.
That was a baby, by the way. She was dancing and all that. What grown woman does that little weird shit? That was still some fucked up shit.
Yes, Sparkle used to roll with Kelly so tough. And yes, she also knew about the rumors between him and Aaliyah. But she hung around long enough to think that, Rob would be trustworthy. So therefore, she brought her niece to R. Kelly. And yeah, that's the girl who got peed on in the sex tape. It's absolutely disgusting. You gotta believe they paid that family off, because otherwise that girl would have definitely said it was her in the sex tape. But she denied that it was her. And because of that, R. Kelly was acquitted and he was found not guilty.
My thing is this. I'm really suspect and questionable on any woman, grown woman, I'm talking about if you 18 and up, why would you fuck with this nigga after you knew that he married Aaliyah at the age of 15 and had this girl singing a song called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, Throwing Down Ain't Nothing But a Thing. So why would you fuck with R. Kelly after you seen what he did with Aaliyah? And then any woman that met that nigga past the year 2002, 2003, I have to ask you as a woman, why would you fuck with this nigga after you know that this nigga done fucked and pissed on a damn 14-year-old baby? Like, why why would you even deal with cuz after that? And I hate to say it, ladies, this is gonna be tough love. This is something that y'all gotta hear, because a lot of these niggas is gonna sugarcoat shit because they just wanna get in your draw. So all they gonna do is agree with you. You can say that the moon is green, and niggas is gonna say, well, you know what, if you look at it from a certain angle, it's green. Sometimes women believe in their heart that they can change a guy. Sometimes women believe that there's something within them that can make a dog change his ways. Sometimes women believe that there's something inside of them that can turn a pedophile in a pervert. Because that's what my boy is. Love his music though, but we're talking about him as a person. Someone that is a pedophile and a pervert. Sometimes women believe that they can change a nigga like that. That they can be the one that'll make this nigga settle down and convert his ways. They feel like they'll be the one that can be on an interview one day talking about, you know what, R. Kelly had so much of this and that going on, and he had such a negative image because of the things that he had done in his past, but I just knew that really all that R. Kelly needed was love. Now he goes to church 2 times a week with me and my sister. He has stopped drinking Hennessy. He no longer smokes those nasty cigars. And he is actually coming out with a gospel album. It sounds nice, but you're really not going to change a nigga. Unless you meet a nigga that's on some fuckboy shit at 18, and you maybe meet him around 20, or maybe 21, you might be able to change him. Women, something that I'm going to tell y'all out of love. You cannot change a man past the age of 25. Any man you meet that is older than 25, I don't care if his birthday is if his 25th birthday was yesterday. Any man you meet over 25 cannot change. His brain has already grown to the size it's going to grow. He's already into his mentality and psychology. So, yes, I do still sympathize with the women, because you are not supposed to treat a woman like that. He basically treated them like meat and treated them like property. So with that, I will say that they are survivors, and it's good that they got about that shit. It was some emotional moments where they couldn't even talk about this shit. I get it. So just like that, Louis Says Black has put down the game of accountability. R. Kelly, I hold you accountable. Really, I'm holding you accountable for the 14-year-old shit, but that's just unacceptable. The Aaliyah shit and the shit with the 14-year-olds, I gotta hold you accountable. I can't really jump down on how you treated the women in the compound to a certain extent. Only thing that I could get on you about is if you put your hands on them, because of course you don't put no hands on them. But even the whole gorilla pimping, the whole keep your eyes to the curb, I'm speaking to, you are spoken to, even all that shit, I'd be a fucking simp just to sit up here and just be totally jumping down on you like that, because a woman is only gonna let you do what they want to. Because I guarantee you, them same women will not let no regular, average, middle-class nigga talk to them like that. It just amazes me how, of course, with him being as popular and as powerful and as prestigious as he is, it's okay. But let that same nigga that work at Costco say that shit to you. Let that same nigga that works at McDonald's tell you that. Just let it be the same nigga that maybe works at the insurance company tell you that. If you're also working a good job. See, I know y'all game. Y'all only put up with shit from niggas that are more powerful and more prestigious to you. Y'all ain't gonna put up with no shit from a nigga that's on your level. Let's say that this is the level. Any nigga that's down here, lower than you, Any nigga that's right at your level. Meaning, let's say you're making 30 grand a year and he's making 31. You ain't gonna let him do all that shit. Maybe a nigga making 80 or 90 might be able to give you a little bit of fuss, a little bit of attitude. Because we all know a man's money also equates to his confidence somehow. So, they were intrigued with the money and the power and the fame and the glitz and the glamour and basically a whole lot of bullshit that you can't take with you when you're gone? Because let's keep it real. This coming from someone that does music. As an artist, when you die, the only thing that you even halfway leave behind is a catalog full of funky ass music that's gonna make a good asset to whoever is a part of your estate. And some women live that dream of maybe I can be the next Miss Kelly. Maybe I can be the one that can stick it out with him and get a piece of that catalog when this nigga does pass. Especially considering the track record that a lot of these damn R&B singers, for some fucked up reason, don't get to live past 60-something years old. Ladies, if you're chasing that dream, I'm here to let you know. And this ain't no player hating shit. R. Kelly ain't the one, hun. R. Kelly is not the one.
It was also talking about R. Kelly being dyslexic, being a little illiterate, can't read, can't write too much. I'm like, how are you able to make some dope music if you can't write? I mean, a lot of musicians, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder being good examples. They're blind, obviously, but, they can still be able to tell some good music just by a good beat, And I'm sure that's what Rob had going for himself as well. Apparently, Rob had a penchant for all of his ladies calling him daddy.
She be calling me daddy, and I be calling her mommy.
They also touched on the fact that Azriel and Jocelyn are missing. Their parents haven't seen them in many years. Leading them to believe that they're holed up in R. Kelly's studio in Chicago, which they also believe happens to be like a sex dungeon or something like that. And you had Dominique Gardner, who was one of the missing girls until they profiled her mother, finding her in the hotel room. Obviously a much different appearance, and they both escaped, and ultimately she went home with her mom. But of course, all over this documentary you had interviews with none other than Bell Pepper Nose herself, the Me Too founder, Tarana Burke. You also had interviews with freaking Jamila Lemieux with that blue hair. She looking like Marge Simpson. All these other feminists. It became crystal clear that this was all about the Me Too Time's Up movement in full force. It just revealed a lot of hypocrites. A lot of these people in this documentary are nothing but fucking hypocrites. Because at one time, they was messing with R. Kelly, and now all of a sudden they want to denounce R. Kelly. You got John Legend's ass on there saying, "Time's up, Mr. Kelly. You better hope time won't be up anytime soon for your ass." I think low-key John Legend's mad that his musical status is nowhere near R. Kelly's. Yeah, you got that EGOT, that Emmy, Grammy, Tony, Oscar. But man, your music ain't hitting like R. Kelly's music was. Yeah, you known for Ordinary People, All Me Loves All of You, Give Me the Green Light, all that good stuff. But R. Kelly has a back catalog of hits. You only known for a few songs. Nigga, you ain't no legend. As far as I'm concerned, you're John Stevens. You ain't no fucking legend. Whatever happens when Chrissy Teigen decides to leave your ass, and perhaps ends up accusing you of fucking rape. Oh yeah, Torrey has his ass on there. That interview he did with R. Kelly, where he asked him,
"Do you like teenage girls?" When you say teenage, how are we talking?
So yeah, Torrey gonna get in the mix talking about Kelly, but yet days after this documentary aired, he ends up getting accused of sexual assault by a former co-worker of his. Yeah, that's what you get, motherfucker. It shouldn't have to take no documentary to tell you what we already know about Kelly. And look, again, a lot of us came up on his music, but we just have to call it like it is. The nigga's a pedophile. Nigga's a pervert. And he deserves what he gets ultimately.
Now, the feminist movement. Yeah, the feminist movement, I got something for y'all ass too. Cause you know what? Y'all motherfuckers ain't never around when somebody needs y'all. In St. Petersburg, Florida, in a McDonald's, a man, a white man, but a man, jumped across the counter, reached across the counter, should I say, and grabbed up a young black woman. So, a woman. So let's, even if we take race out of it, big ass man grabbed a little bitty ass woman by the collar and tried to yoke her up, tried to get a hold of her neck. So out of self-defense, because she feared for her life, I feared for her life. Because them niggas around her wasn't doing shit. He could have got this, he could have took away her airways. So the shit could have been fatal. It wound up being cute because of the fact that she whooped his ass and gave him some McFlurries. She fucked around and went Mike Tyson punch out on his ass. But he could have killed that little woman. Where in the fuck are y'all at now, feminist movement? Where y'all at? I don't hear nothing. No rallies, no protests, no Me Too on that, huh? You know what, Buko? We about to solve this like Matlock. I'm starting to think that the Me Too movement is all about me, and not about me and you. But here's how they playing y'all, sisters. They don't involve y'all unless it's another nigga doing something to y'all. I'm really starting to realize that they don't give a fuck when it's a white man that harms you. So where was the feminist movement during this little girl that just got killed in Houston? Prayers to her family. Where's the feminist movement at for our girl in St. Petersburg, Florida, that had to fight off a grown-ass man half her size by herself? Oh, what about Sandra Bland? When she just got done dirty by those crooked ass cops. Where was the feminist movement then? Sisters, are y'all starting to realize something? Are y'all starting to realize that whenever you get your ass handed to you by a white supremacist, a white male white supremacist, they ain't got your back, they ain't got shit for you. Ain't no protest bid, ain't no fundraisers bid. What they do is they use y'all for your numbers. They use y'all when they need numbers because it's power in numbers. So basically, when it's time to become the multiracial Benetton gang, that's when they call you. Hey girl, let's come march together. Let's come protest against this bullshit. There's no way that Tommy and Leroy should be talking to you like that. That's how they got y'all on the street harassment. Street harassment. Oh, that was just basically when men see you walking down the street and they decide to acknowledge you and try to holler at you. Street harassment. Wow, back in the 90s, we just called it hollering at chicks. Ain't that some shit? So yeah, I'm pointing my finger at the feminist movement because what's going to happen is, if y'all notice, and somebody had to point this out to me, during them commercials, they've been throwing a feminist propaganda at you. And if you didn't realize that, it's because, you know, commercials work on your subconscious. They've been throwing the propaganda at you. And it comes with some money. Like, if you've been a victim of this, holler at us. We're the foundation. And of course, when you call the foundation, any foundation works off of donations. And the best nation is donation. But are they going to trickle down some of that money to you? Are they going to trickle down some of that money to some of the boys and girls programs? Or even the female mentoring programs? Because just like we got these mentoring programs for these fatherless ass little boys, we need to have some mentoring programs for these fatherless ass little girls. But don't worry, like always, the feminist movement ain't gonna help y'all. And these white folks ain't gonna help y'all when it comes to a brilliant idea like that. It's gonna be some shit that some brothers come up with, or some of your fellow sisters. So point blank, don't allow yourself to get played.
Yeah, they also touched on Jerry Lee Lewis and his crazy, perverted, pedophilic ass marrying his 12-year-old cousin. And also touched on the fact that Elvis was dating Priscilla when she was 14. He a whole grown-ass man. But nobody wants to talk about that. Look, it's no secret that, this is nothing more than anti-black male propaganda, courtesy of the Me Too /Time's Up movement. I guarantee you ain't gonna see surviving Harvey Weinstein. You're not gonna see surviving Woody Allen. You're not gonna see surviving Elvis. Nah, they just wanna use black men as a scapegoat to get the focus off all these other white folks that's been accused in this whole Me Too stuff. Because if we gotta be honest with ourselves here, Hollywood is full of nothing but pedophiles and predators. And again, this is definitely not in defense of R. Kelly. But the same energy you got going towards R. Kelly, you should be able to have that same energy for all the rest of them.
Don't y'all know that is white, feminist, Me Too propaganda? Don't y'all realize that y'all are getting played like some fools, ladies? And I know you're thinking, how am I getting paid? How am I getting played? It ain't like I went to go buy a ticket for a movie. No, you didn't get out the house. You didn't have to buy a ticket for a movie. You know how they played you? They played you for ratings. They knew that you would jump on that shit. Because one of the things that we have to stop doing, black people, is we love to tune in and we love to play into some shit when it's a niggas ain't shit festival. When it's a black women ain't shit festival. Because men, y'all are sometimes guilty of it too. But brothers, I gotta give it to y'all. Y'all have been stepping up and y'all have been waking up and y'all have been getting better. So ladies, I'm talking to y'all. And this is all out of love. Whenever it's a nigga ain't shit show, whether it's sponsored by the white folks or whether it's sponsored by some simp ass nigga that's trying to get brownie points for y'all, or from some boot wearing ass feminist, y'all love to tune in. Y'all give up y'all views, which is streaming, which is money in their pocket. Y'all give up y'all TV views, which is ratings, which helps them charge more to the advertisers that want to advertise during them time slots. And y'all further push the agenda. So I think sisters, deep down, y'all know. And if y'all didn't know, I'm the one here to tell y'all. Y'all got played by the feminists. And they played y'all like some straight suckers. They played y'all like some bozos. Because they basically gave y'all some recycled shit. They didn't even come up with fresh material for y'all. Because when they said that the documentary was about the girls that lived over at the mansion with them, I was like, that's old. I'm like, I've been on about that shit a few years ago. And I've heard some interviews on different media outlets from these women. So they gonna give y'all some old shit and bring it back up. Like, ladies, y'all ever been in an argument with your man? And he says, why you bringing up old shit? Because you bring up some shit from like 4 or 5 months ago that's already been talked about or addressed? Yes, they played y'all. They brought up old shit. So it's to continue the feminist Me Too movement.
Man, this documentary has really turned some heads. It has become one of the highest rated shows ever on Lifetime. And you better believe they running that shit into the ground. It's probably on right now as we speak. And you already know R. Kelly is definitely feeling the heat coming off of this documentary. What I don't understand is why the hell did it have to take that documentary in order for people to get mad? You should have been mad back then when you was still messing around with Aaliyah. You should have been mad when that sex tape came out. But no, you gotta quit it, and we want to continue rocking with his music. We need to stop this whole delayed reaction shit that we tend to have when it comes to certain entertainers. Wrong is wrong. Seems like it's R. Kelly versus the world now. Certain artists like Lady Gaga, Celine Dion, Sierra, and Chance the Rapper, who was also in the documentary, had a clip of him shown in the documentary. They're all denouncing themselves from R. Kelly and pulling their collaborations with him off of these streaming sites. A lot of R. Kelly's music has got a spike in sales following this documentary. So there are people that are still supporting him. Hell, you even saw the report last week about R. Kelly being in concert recently, and then you have women going, "Oh, take me hostage, R. Kelly." A lot of black women support R. Kelly and probably will continue to support him because his music meant so much to them. But it just, come on now. This whole mute R. Kelly thing, this hashtag mute R. Kelly thing, it had to take Tarana Burke calling up Tom Joyner, who was also in the documentary, basically saying that you guys shouldn't be playing his music. Tom acquiesced, and he didn't play his music anymore. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Tom, man. That's OG, man. I listen to his show every so often, and you know, it is what it is. Tom is catering to a lot of older females as his audience, so obviously he doesn't want to do anything to piss them off. So I can certainly understand that. So I'm definitely not gonna get on Tom too much. But what the hell was up with Charlemagne being on this documentary? Isn't he going through some similar stuff? That whole little story about him and this girl that he used to mess with? That's what I mean. Freaking hypocrites. So not only do a lot of these radio stations and a lot of the general public wants, and a lot of these other artists wants to hashtag mute R. Kelly. Apparently so does his current record label. RCA Records, whose parent company is Sony, has decided that they're not gonna put no more money on new R. Kelly music. They saying they will not produce, put money behind, or release any of his music until the allegations against him are resolved. They pretty much got Kells in a standstill right now, you know, due to all of this going on, because he's been in the studio recording some new music, and obviously he can't put out anything, you know, and in order to get out of his contract with them, he gotta release 2 more albums. So doesn't look like we're gonna get that anytime soon. And as you have many detractors, you also have some supporters. Take, for example, French Montana. French Montana told TMZ that whatever happened, and stated that R. Kelly should be allowed to enjoy his legacy. Now, obviously, he got some backlash for making those statements, so he had to clarify on Twitter that his heart is with the victims. I never thought the people I looked up to as a kid who sang and danced and gave me hope to become a superstar would become drug addicts, child molesters, and rapists. I am hoping we as a culture create better leaders. We need them. DJ Paul from the legendary 3-6 Mafia has also shared a lot of those same initial sentiments as French Montana. He told TMZ his personal life should have nothing to do with his music. He's got good music, and music is medicine. He's one of the kings of R&B, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of them out there, but he's definitely one of them. That man's a legend. Again, no matter how much people want to drag R. Kelly in the mud, and rightfully so, but you cannot deny that Kelly has made a huge impact in the world of music, and that's just something you cannot take away from him. Throw him under the goddamn jail for being creepy towards those kids, man. But hell, there's a lot of other people that's been complicit in all of this bullshit that need to be held accountable too. I'm looking at you, Sparkle. You introduced your damn niece to him knowing the history that he had. And yet you still want to fucking cry. I should have never introduced my niece to him. You are such a fucking opportunist. Even at the end of the fucking series, you're gonna bring out a song called We Are Ready, which uses war as an initialism. Nobody gives a fuck about you, Sparkle. Shit. That's all I got to say about that.
Lifetime, don't think I ain't about to get up on your ass. This is the Cuban Cigar Crisis, and I'm Louis S. Black. And over here at the Cuban Cigar Crisis, we take no prisoners. And we hold no punches. Over here at the Cuban Cigar Crisis, just so that y'all can know in the future, over here at the Cuban Cigar Crisis, it's called Everybody Can Get It. As a black man, ain't nobody got your back. So just like y'all say, as a black woman, I can't sit up here and see another woman get dogged. As a black man, I'm not gonna defend shit. But as a black man, if I know something, I'm gonna spread the word about it. Because we gonna keep shit fair over here. Some of y'all women that are sitting up here talking this shit and watching this show, some of y'all are in y'all damn near mid to late 30s. How long have you been watching Lifetime? Probably since you were a late teenager or some shit like that. Have y'all not ever seen the propaganda and the slant on this shit? Why you think men don't watch Lifetime with you? Ladies, if you're in a relationship, ask yourself something. When's the last time your boyfriend or your husband or your fiance just was able to sit through a whole Lifetime movie with you? You notice how usually when y'all put on that Lifetime shit, niggas either leave the house or go into the other room to watch the game, or hell, if the game ain't on, a nigga I know one time, back when I was in a relationship, my lady at the time wanted to watch some of that Lifetime shit. I fucked around and went into the other room and started watching ESPN highlights. Like, fuck it, even if I can't watch a game, how about I just get caught up on some of the games that I missed? You know why men don't like it? Because of the slant. Every damn movie that they put out damn near, the antagonist, or for some of y'all motherfuckers that ain't been to school, the bad guy is always a man. Even Tom Joyner made fun of it, so it ain't me wearing a tinfoil hat. It's just a hat, you know what I'm saying, with the cold ass glitter design. Shouts out to the Circuit Dynasty. It's always a nigga getting beat up, shot up and stabbed by some woman that he has been dogging out. Just always think about that. And think about how they've been doing it. And mind you, they do that to white men on there. So, if the white man can't even get no love from the white woman on that channel, what you think they about to do for brothers? I figured they had a good one with R. Kelly though, because with R. Kelly, they was like, damn, we gonna catch a nigga that is just all the way fucking foul.
Of course, this isn't the first time Lifetime has pulled some crap like this off. Let's not forget about the Aaliyah movie that wasn't really all that good, to be quite honest. They couldn't even get the rights to any of her music. Let's not forget the Whitney movie, which pretty much painted Bobby Brown as sort of the bad guy.
Oh yeah, the Whitney movie. Ain't it funny? When they got a hold of it and decided to do the Whitney story, boy, Bobby Brown was just the biggest bad guy. But it's like, so damn, what happened to the Bobby Brown that did We Got Something in Common? What happened to the Bobby Brown from We Got Something in Common? What happened to the Bobby Brown that just did the whole Forever album, where he was just damn near making all of them songs about Whitney? The one that was just madly in love with Whitney. No.
All I can say is, thank goodness we had the Bobby Brown story on BET last year to balance that whole shit out. Because you better believe Bobby, as well as his current wife Alicia, are gonna make damn certain that everything is nothing but facts when it comes to Bobby Brown, and especially how Bobby and Whitney were. I mean, of course, you know, a lot of these things are slightly more exaggerated for entertainment purposes, but still, I would tend to go with that over the Lifetime Whitney movie. You know that whole Straight Outta Compton madness we had back in 2015? Well, in the midst of all that, Lifetime produced a movie called Surviving Compton, talking about Michelle A. You know, the singer that has the voice of an angel, but has a little voice sounding like Mickey Mouse? Yes, her.
Think about it. That corny ass Surviving Compton. Surviving Compton had Dre looking like a complete asshole. Notice how whenever it's a black woman dealing with a black man, it's all about some survivor shit. Although I will admit, now that shit that R. Kelly had going on, that is some survival shit.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that movie, so I can't really, I don't have much of an opinion on it. But there is somebody who's willing to give a female perspective on this. Check this out.
Okay, y'all, so what's up? I'm watching the Miss Shirley story on TV. And it's funny to me how everybody want to sit up here and talk about this R. Kelly. Yes, R. Kelly was wrong. We all know that. But if you have parents or grandparents like Miss Shirley's grandmother and mom, who is, oh, if you love him, you'll put up with it. That's some bullshit. Yes, I said it. And I'm finna show you this shit. Now, she just noticed she got her ass.
Still at it?
It's gotten worse, Mimi. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Baby, if you love him, you'll put up with it. It's up to you how much you can take, but just think of it as a job that pays you well.
Y'all heard that shit? Just think of it as a job that pays you well, which is what half of these little heifers out here that's doing. They think they can go around and get pissed and shitted on. Oh, that's just a job that pay well. But now y'all want to holler rape and abuse. Y'all the ones who laid there and let the motherfucker do it. Yeah, I said it.
Now, I've already placed the blame on R. Kelly, and I've already put the blame on them for putting themselves in that situation. Third thing, family. Black people, we have to get better on how we protect our family. Especially when I'm talking about our family, not only our old, we need to protect the babies in our family. Because I'm pretty sure she had some big brothers, or some big cousins, or some big sisters. And even if the woman is the oldest, I know for a fact that she had parents. I know for a fact that they had daddies. But believe it or not, I don't think the daddies were there. Because I just told y'all, I would never let my daughter hang out like that with some celebrity nigga with a hope and a dream. Especially with me knowing what I know. Because I know he gonna be trying to, you know, do my daughter all kinds of wrong and shit. I know one thing for a fact though. I know it was a mama around. And some of that bullshit is generational. Because it was one woman, I don't know if they did it on this particular documentary, but I had heard some interviews before. I've been up on this shit. That shows you how old it is. This shit is old news. I swear I was hearing about this shit in 2017, maybe even 2016. One of these women said, hey, I talked to my mom and my mama said, hey, let's go for it. Because you're trying to get your singing career going off. So the whole point is, ladies, it's some of these women's mamas who co-signed off on this bullshit. As parents, we cannot sit up here and send our babies off because I know what the game is. You can't fool old Black. You can't fool old Louis. Mama was thinking, shit. Well, she ain't got no beard. Hopefully mama ain't got no beard like this, but mama was probably thinking like, I send my daughter off to the R. Kelly boot camp. You're not gonna bullshit me. Mama was like, girl, go over there, hang out with R. Kelly, rub his balls, give him some sunshine pussy, and then let him hear that beautiful, amazing voice that you got. Girl, you gonna be a star. You seen what he did for Sparkle? So I do blame the mamas. Because it was a few. At first I thought, okay, maybe that's one. But a few of them mamas damn near consented, wrote off, and damn near dropped these girls off. Over at the R. Kelly compound. Over at the Expansion Mansion. because you thought your daughter was going to blow up. You thought your daughter had some real talent. You thought your daughter was the only person on the planet with just a beautiful voice. And you thought that she was really going to be able to just sing her ass off and woo her way into a record deal. Number one, you thought she was going to be able to do that. Because we all got blind faith when it comes to our children. And for some reason, you thought she was going to be able to do all that without having to come up off that pussy. And you supposed to be an OG, Miss Whoever. You supposed to know how the game goes. Only nigga doing shit for free is a broke nigga. Rich niggas don't do shit for free. Mind you, they don't need money, but guess what? When you fucking with rich niggas, you gonna pay somehow, some way. You gonna pay with your mouth, you gonna pay with your asshole, you gonna pay with your pussy hole, or you gonna pay with your soul. You gonna come up off of something. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. I know that it is a tough pill to swallow, no pun intended. But this is the reality of it.
Oh yeah. Also gotta talk about this Michael Jackson documentary they got coming out called Leaving Neverland. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and it's set to air on HBO. That's right, the same network that aired the Sandra Bland documentary not too long ago. And it's gonna have these two boys that accused Michael of child molestation. And now they 30-some years old. And they're gonna speak out about somebody who has been dead for damn near a decade. See, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. You wanna bring up somebody that has been dead for damn near a decade, a man who cannot defend himself. He's already in the ground. You can't possibly throw any more dirt on him. The whole bottom line is, listen, and I'm gonna keep saying it. It should not have to take no documentary in order to get mad about R. Kelly. We've been known the motherfucker ain't right. But that doesn't mean you're going to get everybody to stop listening to his music. That's just not gonna happen. It's too integral to a lot of people's lives. Operation Takedown R. Kelly is in full effect right now. Even freaking sick Gloria all red on him now. Oh man, that bitch. Whew. They're definitely doing their damnedest to get R. Kelly the Bill Cosby treatment. Which again, the nigga gets what he gets. You wanna do people wrong, this is what you get, man.
Since day one, basically, since he's had a few years of fame under his belt, ever since he got one of his first few platinum plaques, that nigga has been out here fucking up women's lives. We need to get that brother some help before he torments somebody else's life.
But let's not even single R. Kelly out. Let's also have the same energy for the Harvey Weinsteins, the Woody Allens, the Les Moonveses, and all these other white men around Hollywood and the music industry that preys on people. Let's not just hold one person accountable. With that in mind, my man King Flex Tariq Nasheed has taken the initiative to start up a new movement. You know, all these corporate sponsor movements like Me Too and Time's Up that want to say, oh, we're about all men that performs non-consensual sexual activity towards women, but really uses black men as the scapegoats. We got a counter for that. It's called the #FirstThem movement. And you can go to firstthem.com, donate to the cause, and let them know, hey, don't just hold one person responsible because of race. Hold them all accountable. Show your support for the #FirstThem movement. So that about does it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. Did you guys get to see the Surviving R. Kelly documentary? And if so, what are your true thoughts about it? Let us know down in the comments below. In the meantime, make sure you follow us on social media. I'm at Buko the Great on Instagram and Twitter. Lewis Black is at Lewis S. Black on Instagram and Twitter. This is gonna be a hot topic for a long time to come, so I'm sure we're gonna talk about this again real soon. But until the next video, for Louis S. Black, it's BDG, this is C3, and we are OUT. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to check out some of our... Hey guys, I had to break into this video real quick. I was just in the middle of editing it. Then I came across something that to me was pretty much not all that surprising given all that's been happening as we've been telling you about in this video. You know how I said earlier that RCA, Sony Music, was not going to drop no new R. Kelly songs in the midst of all this going on? Well, they decided to go a step further and absolutely drop R. Kelly from RCA and Sony Music. That's right, R. Kelly's been dropped from the label. Man, 2019 is not looking like a good year for old Kels. But hey, as we've been saying, he brought it on to himself. Absolutely nobody's gonna feel sorry for him. And you better believe this is only just the beginning. Now we can end this video. Holla. Our other content as well. And if you dig it, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell to stay notified of new videos. You can also follow the brand on all of our social media platforms. Peace.